So thank you, ladies, for coming along. We're just going to cook because you guys have both got the TM6, so you don't really need me to go through all the features. So just going to make a couple of things. Going to be, one is low carb, Sam Woods, to look it up. Okay. It's spaghetti in inverted commas with spinach and mint pesto. So I will swap to the other camera, find it. There it is. And get going. So there it is. It's really delicious. I've made this before. Okay, start cooking. Place a jug onto the mixing bowl then. Well, I have already done that. I'm not going to show that to you because you know, I'm just going to put it, hang on, wrong place. Here we go. So in there, I have what it's going to ask for next, which is 50 grams of olive oil and 1.5 teaspoons of lime juice. Okay. Then I'm going to put 100 grams of baby spinach leaves in, remembering, of course, to tear. So there's all my lovely spinach. Pop that in. 200 grams of spinach goes in all together, and I think they just get you to chop one lot because otherwise it's really going to overflow. Okay. 3 seconds, speed 5. Doesn't take long, does it? Straight down the sides with the spatula. There you go. It was actually pretty much a full bowl. Amazing what a little chop does. Scrape that down. So, do any of you make pesto? Have you made pesto in your Thermomix?
I used to, but I can't be bothered nowadays.
Okay. No, but it's so easy, Vicky. And the great thing about it, so here we are. I've just got a whole lot of things in here. You can see I've got a garlic clove, I've got some mint, I've got some more spinach. So it's asking me to put 8 sprigs of fresh mint in. I've got that there. 50 grams of shelled pistachios. I'll talk a little bit more about pesto in a second. 1 garlic clove. Salt, and the rest of the spinach. So that's my my mint and the rest of the spinach going in, and I'll just grab a bit of salt. That is one very full bowl. I'll show you.
Do you want to let Vicky in? Oh
yes, yeah.
No, sorry. No, it was just Vicky asking a question. No, sorry, go on.
No, that's all right. We've got Keisha's new lady. Just a tick.
You.
Hello, Jew. We're just starting to make a pesto, and I basically put some spinach leaves in there, some garlic, some nuts, some herbs. So I've got mint in there. Just going to pop a little bit of salt in. Tidied up. Okay, bit of salt. And now it's asking me, because the bowl is so full, and we know that the spatula has the collar on it, it means we can put it through the lid and stir, and it won't touch the blades. So I'm going to pop the lid on, just a tad. See, there we go. I'm going to have my spatula just sitting in here, and then it's going to 10 seconds on speed 5. Okay. Everything apart from 1 leaf, would you believe it? Look at that. There must have been thrown up onto the lid. I'll take that one out. You can see it's all chopped up there beautifully. I'm just going to scrape down the sides. Smells really good too. Now, it's always interesting when you see this. So can you see at the bottom there, it says, turn the speed selector to speed 4, meanwhile follow the next step. So I've got my measuring cup back in the top here, and I'm going to turn to speed 4, and then I've got to slowly pour the oil in. I'm actually going to stop it because I'm always way too quick with the oil, and it's always waiting there for its finish. Okay. There we are. So what the that sort of method is used when you want to emulsify things. So you use the you drizzle oil into the lid. So it's basically sitting on top, and you drizzle the oil into here. And because there's a hole, there's a gap here between the measuring cup and the lid, the oil drizzles down slowly. Going back to pesto, that you can really make pesto with anything. So, well, I mean, you know, within reason, you can't do carrots or anything like that, but anything green, you know, your herbs, you can use spinach, you can use, you know, basil, you can use parsley. There's a really delicious chunky basil pesto dip on cookie dough, which if I've bought some basil, because I can't grow basil, I can have my parsley. And if I'm using basil in something I don't need the whole lot, then I always turn it into pesto. You can use different nuts. Yeah, good, Vicky. I'm glad to give it a try. So the different nuts. So you can use cashews. That one actually uses cashews in it. You can use almonds. Obviously, pine nuts is a traditional nut you use in pesto, but pine nuts are quite expensive, actually, as are pistachios. But we know I'm doing this for you guys. But you can use any type of nut as well. You know, just have a play around. It's really whatever you've got in your cupboard. As I said, you can use a bit of garlic and some green leaves, whether it's spinach, whether it's rocket, whether you can use, if you buy a bunch of radishes, you can use the leaves of the radish, anything like that. So it's a really versatile thing to make pesto. And if we've got it, we usually have some in the fridge. And at the moment we've got coriander pesto, because I had coriander left over I needed to use. And we often put it into scrambled eggs. You can just, you know, put it, fold it through pasta. It's just a really, really flexible thing. You could just serve it as a dip. So I'm just going to pour this out, or get this out into a bowl. Right, and for just always remembering, and it was a really good lesson for me today. I was scraping something out earlier, and I hadn't pushed it all down to the bottom. And you're much better off pushing it down to the bottom, because to then scrape out, because you've got the ridges in the side of the bowl here. If you're going around like this, you're actually going to miss things. So push it to the bottom and then scrape it out in a clockwise direction, because then you are hitting the rounded side of the blades, not the sharp side of the blades. Okay. I feel like there's a nut stuck under one of my blades aren't going smoothly. I think there's a nut stuck under one of them. So I'm actually just going to quickly pull it apart, pull the roll apart, and just loosen that off. Yep, there's a nut stuck underneath that bit there. I'll just grab that. That's it. Okay, so we've got our pesto, and it actually says put it aside, you know, put it in the fridge until you're going to use it. But I'm just going to keep going with the next little bit. It's super, super simple. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of cookie dough. Okay, we've done that bit. Transfer into a bowl, place in the refrigerator until ready to serve. Clean and dry the mixing bowl. Now, this is one of those times where you don't have to do as you're told, because I know that next I'm going to be steaming some veggies. So I'm not going to clean and dry the mixing bowl because I don't need to. It's not as if there's a different flavour going in there. It's just going to be water going in there. Okay, with steaming, the basics of steaming, you need to have a minimum of 500 grams of water in your bowl if you're steaming for 30 minutes. For every extra 15 minutes, you need an extra 250 grams of water. You always steam at the stated time, which will be in the recipe. Varoma speed, Varoma temperature, speed 1. Sometimes it might go up to 1.5 or 2, but basically that's the basics. Okay, I'll take the lid off here, it'll be a lot quicker. Oops, gone over. All right, so I've got that there. Then I'm going to put the Varoma in position. So the Varoma just sits, we just take the measuring cup out of the top of the lid here and pop the lid on top. And this is the Varoma. Okay, so the Varoma is our steamer, sits on top like that. But what I'm going to, oh, hang on, somebody else arriving.
You want to make me host and I can keep a lookout?
Yeah, I should. I will make you co-host. Thanks, Boo.
Okay, no problem.
All right. So, yeah, so what we're going to do in here, it's actually going to tell us what we're going to put in there. 1 to 2 zucchinis peeled into spaghetti, and the same with carrots. So what I've just done, I've used a spiralizer, and I've just made, you know, like noodles. But what you can see how long they get. So usually what I do is even if I've made them into noodles, I do end up sort of giving them a little bit of chop so they're not too long otherwise. It's worse than eating spaghetti, I can tell you, because it doesn't behave as well as spaghetti. We're trying to eat it. All right, so I'm going to pop the lid on. And it's going to cook for 6 minutes. Probably you can't see that very well. 6 minutes, Varoma temperature, speed 1. So I'm going to do that. And now what I'm going to do is share my screen, and we're just going to have a little look at cookie dough. All right, so I don't know if anybody's looked at it today, but there is a new collection on there, which is very exciting. But the other thing I noticed was this new background. We've had a different background for quite some time. All right, I know there's a few newbies on here, so I'm just going to quickly go through. You've got your profile up here. So you can view your profile and you can you can have a bit of a look. If you're a veggie cook, a time-saving cook, a chefy cook, or a classic cook, you can select that. And you've also got filter preferences that you can select, but you don't actually select them here, you just save them and they show up here. When you first get your TM6, you log in for the first time on the screen to Cookie Dough, you get 6 months membership to Cookie Dough. After that, you will need to renew it. And where you renew it is in your account. But you've probably seen that you can actually get an app on your phone or your iPad, but when you're renewing your membership, you need to go to the website. You cannot do it on the app. Okay, that's important stuff. All right, so I can go in here and I can just start searching, but I'll show you what I want to show you. This is what I want to really show you. So I eat gluten-free, and so it tends to bring up a few bits and pieces. And I have been looking at dips today, so that's probably why there are dips that have come up there. Latest recipe. So this is exciting. This is part of the 20th anniversary collection. Look at this. We've got a Thermomix coloured cake. And that looks incredible. The frozen Turkish delight martini, and that's anniversary cake. I think that's something for Irene, don't you, Boone?
Yep.
We might give her that challenge.
Yep.
All right. I'm just going to go back up here into see more. Okay, so just to show you, you can either look by recipes or you can look by collections, and this is the new collection. So we'll just have a quick look in here. 19 recipes. And these are from the cookbook that has just been released today, but I think we're getting it in parts over the year. So there's some beautiful, that caramelized leek and feta tart looks really delicious. The ragu. Roast beef with Rachel Shanks. Oh, Rachel Shanks is not her Shanks. Caramel oranges, liver pate, and then it seems to be all cakes. These look amazing. Caramel chocolate mousse cake, torta caprese with raspberry jelly. So torta caprese is a gluten-free almond and chocolate cake. There's the anniversary cake. And funnily enough, I will show you later if someone reminds me. I made that today. I've got one of those in the fridge, but I didn't do it from here. I did it manually.
Yum.
Yeah. We got people coming for dinner tomorrow night and the night after. I thought I'll do it all in one hit. Oh, Kasia, Polish Christmas cake.
Oh, spice Polish.
Yeah.
Like a gingerbread cake.
Is it? Oh, lovely. And yeah, a couple of other bits and pieces too. So there you go, new collection. Always good to go and have a bit of a look through one of those. Okay, I'm going to go back to recipes and add some filters in. So I always go down here to language. So I know there are a few Chinese people on here, so you can add China in. Actually, I'll just do China, and I'm going to take out Australia. So here you go. You've got, I have no idea what it says, but it'll just give you a bit of an idea about different sorts of recipes that that you can make. And actually what I will do, I'll just go back to the top. So I'll go into collections, and there you go. I'll give you some ideas. These are so cute. So there's a whole heap of stuff that you can access in Chinese on here. I'm probably not saying the right thing. It's probably Cantonese or Mandarin or something, but
yeah, it's Mandarin.
Okay, thank you, because I have no idea. Anyway, I'm going to go back in here. Anyway, and I'm going to add in, where are we? Australia, United Kingdom, and the United States. Oh, this is because I'm doing collections. Okay, so now this is actually quite a new collection on the UK as well, salad dressings. But we'll go into recipes, and I'm going to use some more filters. And what does anybody want to look at? We can look at fish dishes, vegetarian, pasta and rice, side dishes, desserts. I'm going to do meat then. Oh, no, has anyone put anything in the chat, Boone?
No.
No? Okay. All right. So we're looking at meat dishes. If you have an ingredient in your fridge you need to use up, you can put it in here. So, which is a great thing, great zero waster. And that is a wonderful way of using up those sad looking veggies or things that you think, if I don't use that in the next day or two, it's going to go off. You can put in tags. So if you're gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, any of those sorts of things, you can put them in here. I don't actually worry too much about the difficulty, because you're just following instructions. Preparation time, don't worry about, but total time. I might want my meat dish on the table in 30 minutes. Now, this is probably going to make it into, it's going to be a chicken dish, I'm thinking. But I still got 126 results, and I might want it to feed 6 people. Got 122 results. Click on there. Oh, no, I've got chili beef as well. Sarde chicken, turkey patties. So all of these recipes are going to be on the table within half an hour. And I might go, okay, well, that one looks really nice. I just want to check that one out. It's got a bit of a marinade. It's asking us to put that together. Black bean sauce. You can have a bit of a read through, and then you can look down here. It will tell you the calories, the protein, the carbs, the fats. And this one doesn't have any, but sometimes it will have tips and hints down on this side as well. And then I might go, okay, all right, I might make that on Sunday. So I'm going to add it to my week. So that is the 4th. And also, it's a really nice looking recipe. So I'm going to add it to a collection because I want to remember it. So I'm just going to call it collection A, just because I know it's easy and it'll come up the top for the moment. Then I would go back and I'd look at something else. I'd go, actually, the chili beef with lemon feta, I know that's really good. I'm going to add that to that collection too. So when you start off, sorry, I'm going ahead. So what I would do is with that filter on, I would just browse through all those recipes and decide which ones I want to know, want to put into a collection. You might have a beef collection, you might have a 30-minute collection, you might have a chicken collection, however you want to do it. Because when you start off, this created thing here is unpopulated. You populate it as you want. So I've got some 15-minute things which are more, they're normally, oh yeah, chunky basil pesto dip. There you go, Vicky. And look, that's a really good one as well. So there's all sorts of different dips and pesto. That's like a pesto too. Then I've got 30-minute meals. So there's a few different things in here. And so, that's actually what we're making. And so on. So you can just, if you want bread dishes, if you want, Christmas things, cocktails, curries, so on, immune boosting, lunch boxes, mains, pastas, risottos, and soups, all those sorts of things. But you decide what you want. And that's that little collection I started to make there. And if I now go into my week, where did I put that thing? Sunday, didn't I? Yeah. There it is. Got a lot of things happening this weekend. There's a lot of things in my meal plan. All right. Okay. Now, the other thing I can do from here is I can get rid of, I'm going to clear that shopping list, because what I can do is I'm going to go, okay, I've got the ingredients for that, but I need the ingredients for sausage rolls. I'm going to add them to my shopping list. Oh, sorry, I've done the wrong thing. Click the wrong thing. I've got to add them to my shopping list. I need the ingredients for that. Add it to my shopping list. Come up here, look at my shopping list, and what I have in the cupboard. Like, I know I've got the sesame seeds. I don't need to buy them. I actually know I've got those, and I actually know I've got those. I bought edamame today. I've got the flour. I've got the oats. I've got the feta. I've got the milk. I've actually got the oils. Because when you start using your Thermomix, you tend to gather a whole lot of extra things in your cupboard. Okay, I know I've got honey. You basically go through and you click off the things that you have, you've already got, and you can add extra things on here. And if you go to your cupboard and you've clicked off the honey and you need honey, just add it back in. Then super smart, you can either share it, you can have it, because this also goes straight onto the app on your phone. You've got your shopping list with you in the supermarket, or you can go on here and it will take you to Woolworths online and you can order your ingredients. So order your shopping list. You can do click and collect, or obviously pick it up, have it delivered. If you don't like what they've chosen, the essentials breadcrumbs, you can swap it for something else. I wouldn't be buying breadcrumbs because you can make your breadcrumbs in your Thermomix. Okay, so that's really pretty. Hang on, I'm trying to stop sharing. That's it. So it's a really easy system. And if you're looking for, yep, you've made breadcrumbs as well. Good. All right. I can quickly go back to this to my dish here, because my noodles. Hang on, it's not on here. My noodles are done here. My veggies. I'm just going to plate it up for you, and then we'll make something else. So when you are steaming, it's a good idea to leave a bit of a hole in the middle of the aroma to let the steam come through too. Okay, that's that. And I'm going to pop a bit of pesto on top. Oops, got spaghetti my disappearing. Bit of my pesto on top there. You can see what lunch is going to be tomorrow. and a little bit of cheese. So
Pretty, very pretty.
Very nice.
yeah, there you go. All right, so that's super simple. And the great thing with your Thermomix too is, I'm just going to swap to the other screen so you can see it a little bit better. So on this, if I wanted those veggies to cook a bit more, I could just literally go back and I could repeat that step. Or when I was starting off, if I knew that it wasn't going to cook, that wanted to cook them a bit more, I can just alter the time there. So you wouldn't want 16 minutes, but you are in control of this. It's just making a suggestion to you, and most of the time it's perfect. But if you think that it will always ask you to check your chicken, and if you think your chicken needs a little bit more, you just literally use that reverse button and then cook a little bit more. Okay. All right. So that is that. I'm just going to get rid of that. Right, any questions, anybody? You're welcome to come off mute if you'd like. Oh, okay. Any of you new people got any questions?
Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy.
I've been playing around with Cookie Do. Yeah, it's pretty, it's got lots of recipes.
It does, absolutely. Did you found some things you want to try?
Yeah, there's so much. I've tried a few of the basic ones, like baking a bread, and I did the panna cotta. That was really
wow.
Very brave for the first timer.
I was like, I really want to have the panna cotta. Yeah. What else? Yeah, I think I have, like, bread is always really hard. So it's not the greatest. I don't know if you have any tips around bread.
I'll tell you what, go to, I can't even work out who I'm actually talking to here.
Jay.
Okay. So Jay, there is I've got a YouTube channel, Mandy Powers YouTube. Just Google Mandy Powers YouTube. Okay. And what we did all last year in lockdown, we recorded everything, and we actually did a bread class.
Oh.
So there is a bread class up there.
I will check it out.
Yeah. Make the buttermilk bread, Vicky's saying. So yeah, that's what I don't make real bread. I make gluten-free bread. So I'm not a good one to talk, but Boone's an expert on bread.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, all right. So what I'm going to do now is change my spatula so that I don't have pesto in the banana ice cream. And I'm just going to, okay, got that. Okay, so in this recipe, they add some sugar snap peas as well, but we're not eating it tonight. I'm just making it for you guys. So I didn't bother with those, but you absolutely, I mean, you do whatever veggies you like. You can actually spiralize sweet potato. You can spiralize, beetroot. You can do a whole lot of things, but it's just a fun way, and it's the way we always choose in this house. My daughter doesn't like it. She likes to have a pasta, but we always do the spiralized veggies. All right, so this next recipe, I need a measuring cup for. Where's that gone? Oh, it's in here. Good job, I found that. All right, I'm going to make a banana ice cream, and I'm going to do this just manually. And it is literally frozen banana. Okay, just chopped it up. It's been in the freezer for a couple of days. And I'm going to pop it in here. So this, if you don't know, is a thermo server. It's something you can get through Hosting, and I highly recommend it because it will keep your food hot or cold for up to 2 hours.
Sometimes 3.
This has been out for, I don't know, 45 minutes. It's still got ice in there. Okay. So it will go quiet for you. Hopefully it's going to be a bit noisy for me. So when you are chopping something like this, like nuts or something that's frozen, It will be noisy because, of course, your Thermomix bowl is stainless steel. So I'm just going to turn it up. I'm not going to worry about the time. If you're cooking, you always need to set your time first, all right? Because it will not heat without time set. But if you're not cooking, you can actually just tap that one and you can turn it up. So I'm just going to turn it up, get it flexing up a bit. All right. What it looks like. Pretty amazing. I reckon that needs a wow. I think that's pretty amazing, but it's not finished yet. But I just think it's incredible the way it does that just with banana. I'm going to have to just let it go a little bit longer because in a minute I'm going to actually insert the butterfly whisk. And that's going to help aerate it and whip it up a bit. But I'm going to put it on for a little bit longer. Don't have to go as hard. Okay, so I'm obviously looking in the top. I don't recommend you do that with anything hot in there. I mean, what amazes me with this is it is just so white. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm literally going to press it away from the blades. So Vicky's is a good one for your grandchildren, okay? It's got no sugar in it, just the natural banana sugar. So I'm going to put the, push it away from the blades, and I'm going to put the butterfly in. All right. So
Looks like cream cheese.
speed 4 with the butterfly in. Never faster because the butterfly can pop off, and then it can get chopped up. So it's always a maximum speed 4. I haven't got a pretty bowl. I haven't got an ice cream sort of bowl thing. But
Mandy, is that banana ice cream on a cookie dough?
there is one. It's in America, but I just always do this one manually.
Mm.
But yeah, it is a wow. I mean, from those little chunks of frozen banana, it's pretty amazing. And you
And
can
it's nice
add,
and fluffy.
I will find the one because I did actually save it in here in my week. So this is a banana. This says banana ice cream or nice cream. If we go down here and have a look, it is literally the 5 ripe bananas frozen. They chop 15 seconds speed 8, and then they do 1 minute speed 4. But they don't put the butterfly in, and I just think it aerates it a bit more if you put the butterfly in. But it does have some hints and tips, and one of them is it says use very ripe bananas. Mine weren't super ripe, but they're obviously the riper they are, the sweeter it's going to be. They should be frozen solid at least 2 hours or overnight. I would definitely say overnight. And you can make it ahead, scoop it out into balls, and freeze in a single layer on a parchment lined tray. Once frozen, place in a freezer bag. You can enjoy them by taking out 1 ball at a time. And the variations, this is the fun thing. So you could add it's got peanut butter, you could put honey in there. You know, you can make, there's a really delicious salted caramel sauce. There's one on Cookie Dough, which is the brown sugar and the cream and the this and the that and the everything else. And there's a super healthy one, which if anybody wants the recipe, let me know. It's got coconut cream, it's got dates. I'm trying to think what else is in it. But it is a really, yeah, okay, Vicky, I'll get that to you. It's really, really delicious.
Have you tried adding chocolate to it?
Sorry, you could. Chopped chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you can make it, you know, it's super healthy, but you can add the little naughty bits as well.
Yep.
So that is the banana ice cream. All right, so what I might do, because I know there's a few of you who are very new on here, I'll just do a quick little rundown so that of the TM6 so that you know how everything works. So we've got our, I'll just, oh, I learned this the other day. If you push and hold, it goes back to 0.
Ooh.
If you do that, just when it's manual, because if you're in a recipe, I tried it in a recipe, it will just go back to what it started in the recipe. Anyway. So we've got time, we've got temperature, we've got speed. Whichever one of these 3 dials is large is controlled by this knob. This is if you're doing things manually. So you turn up your time, your temperature goes up, lots of different options, everything up to 120 is on a thermostat. So it'll go up to the temperature, it'll click off, just like your heater. If you're steaming like we did before, we need to have it on varoma temperature. So because varoma temperature is a rolling boil. It will keep heating, it will keep generating the steam, whereas you don't want it clicking off. All right, then we've got our speed. And you would have noticed that when we started doing anything, if I turn that on, it will automatically lock the lid in place. If the lid can't lock in place, then it won't start. This little symbol here means that the blades are chopping. That one means it's on reverse. So if you're making a risotto, you want to chop your onion, but you don't want your rice chopped. So it automatically, in the guided cooking, goes on to reverse. All right, quickly over here, we've got a whole lot of other functions. We've got our scales, which are amazing. 1 gram increments. Pop that on there. You can tear it and keep adding. Find something else to put on top. You can keep adding things. All right, so no other scales used in this house. Don't actually own any more scales. Okay, we've got dough mode. So this is for your bread. This is used in your bread. All these modes have a little information thing up the top here, so you can read about it in there. But basically, and then you can click out of it. But basically, you'd set your timer here. It's usually 2 minutes for kneading bread or pizza dough. You set that, you click that one. I'm not going to do it because I've got my banana ice cream in there, but then you just turn. Okay, get out of that one. Turbo is super fast. So you would, you use that in chopping, some recipes for chopping. It's also a really good one for cleaning the blades of your Thermomix if you've made a cake or a dip. So you can imagine it's pretty hard to scrape around those blades. So when you turbo, centrifugal force pushes what was around the blades to the outside of the bowl and makes it easy to scrape off. Really, really important though, when you go into turbo, I will put it on, I'm not going to use it, but okay. When it's actually finished, because I've got my butterfly in there, didn't know what to use it, because it is super fast. When you finish, to get out of turbo, it will not release the lid. Okay, unless you get out of this. So the easiest thing to do is just hit your little home button. We've got a pre-clean. This is fantastic. So you put some water in, a little drop of dishwashing or white vinegar, and you just turn it up and it will do a pre-clean for you. We've got an automatic blend. We've got the egg boiler. And again, you put, it's got the information up here, but basically put a litre of water and you can put up to 6 eggs in there. And decide how you want them cooked, whether it's hard-boiled, medium soft, or soft. So that's pretty cool. Kettle mode, haven't used this very much, but you can, you know, herbal teas are not meant to be boiling point, so you can actually turn it down to whatever they're meant to be. I don't know. And heat the water up to that. A lot of fancy kettles nowadays will do that as well. Warm up, that's for reheating your soups and things. Thicken, rice cooker, fermentation, slow cook, and sous vide. I just using guided cooking, but there's plenty of different, there's a few different rice recipes on Cookie Do, and that's what I would suggest you do. But I actually have a Vietnamese customer, and she gave away a rice cooker because the rice was so good in here. A friend of mine who lives across the road, she's just upgraded to the 6, and she said one of the things was the rice. It's so much better. So that's all that. We'll go back to the home page. Then using this little thing up, the little search thing up here, we can go straight into Cookie Do and we can start looking for recipes. So, okay. Yeah, so you can look in there. And one thing I didn't show you with recipes, when you go into a recipe and you start cooking and you go through a few steps, if you want to see what you've got to do next, you click on these 3 dots, hang on, up here, and you can go recipe detail. And then you can have a look. So you don't have to have all your ingredients out up front. You can come here and go, oh, okay, I need to make sure I've got that out next. So it's a really easy way of, and then you just go continue. And talking of ghee, the ghee is amazing. If I want to get out of that recipe, I can also use the scales if they're not there, or I can cancel my recipe and go, yes. All right, a couple more things in here. When you've sorted out in Cookie Do, we were making collections. They're in here under my recipe, created collections. All right, and I don't know where that A went, but it was there somewhere. So we've got, those are all my created collections. Oh, there it is, see? Just literally synchronized, just found it there. That's the A collection, just thinking about it. All right, we can also, you have save collections. So you can save a whole Cookie Do collection. So if you like, if you like, a particular, like look at a particular, look at this one, Asian Essentials, you can save the whole collection. All right. Vicky, my bananas were just normal bananas. It does say, if you want them a bit sweeter, then get old bananas, like old bananas, black bananas, or, very ripe bananas. Okay. The other thing in here is, if I go back again, my week. So my week that I've planned on Cookie Do just comes up in here. So I can say to my husband, okay, I'm going to be late home tomorrow. Can you please start cooking? It's right there, ready to go. And just another quick thing for any of you, in your settings, you've got a sounds setting here. And you can choose the volume of the chime and how long it chimes for. Now, your Thermomix will keep chiming for 15 minutes unless you turn it off, all right? So mine goes for 10 seconds because I've just changed. It's just a little thing on here and you can just push it along. You can see that little line and bring it back. And the same with the volume. So, but mine's down here, so it's very quiet. You can also choose your melody here as well. So there's just a few different things. That's what I like. Anyway, so just a few little bits and pieces around there. And I'll open up to questions in just a minute, but I thought I must show you that cheesecake.
Looks pretty good.
Wow, show us the picture.
I'm going to knock on your door in 5 minutes, Mandy.
There you go. So it's a seriously good recipe, but don't make it too often because it is extremely rich. But as I said before, it just meant I've got dessert for 2 nights in a row sorted. Just made it easier. All right. Now, does anyone have any questions? More than happy to answer anything. No? All right, so I know Vicky's going to try the ice cream and the pesto. Anyone else going to try something? Or is there something else you've seen on Cookie Do that you going to give a go. Everyone's gone to sleep.
Everyone's being shy.
They are.